We have indeed allowed one powerful man to get away with too much for far too long. Members, this honorable man is in our presence here today. Honorable President, in these very chambers, just 5 days ago, you broke Parliament. Please understand, Honorable President, when I use the term honorable, I do it out of respect for the traditions and conventions of this august house. But please don't take it literally. For you, Honorable President, are not an honorable man. You're a broken man presiding over a broken society. See, you're willing to break every democratic institution to try and fix the legal predicament you find yourself in. You're willing to break this parliament if it means escaping accountability for the wrongs you have done. You see, on Thursday afternoon, outside this very house, members of parliament were being arrested and assaulted by your riot police. A few hours later, inside this house, our freedom to communicate was violated by an order to jam the telecommunications network. Not long after that, armed police officers in plain shirts stormed into this sacred chamber and physically attacked members of this house. This was more than an assault on members of parliament. It was an assault on the very foundations of our democracy, honorable members. We knew at that very moment that our democratic order was in grave danger. But here's the question. What did you do, Mr. President? You laughed. You laughed while the people of South Africa cried for their beloved country. You laughed while trampling Madiba's legacy in the very week that we celebrated 25 years of his release. Honorable President, we will never, ever forgive you for what you did on that day. Madam Speaker, I led my party out of these chambers on Thursday night because we could not sit by and watch while our constitution was being destroyed right in front of us. We could not. For 6 years, he has run from 783 counts of corruption, fraud, and racketeering that have haunted him from before the day he was elected. For 6 years, this broken man has spent his waking hours plotting and planning to avoid his day in court. In this broken man's path of disruption lies a litany of broken institutions, each one of them targeted because of their constitutional power to hold him account. A broken SARS that should have investigated the fringe tax benefits from Nkandla, the palace of corruption that was built by the people's money. A broken NPA that should have continued with its prosecution of the president without fear or favor. A broken SIU, a broken Hawks, a broken SAPS. And so we can go on with the list of institutions President Zuma is willing to break to protect himself and his friends. This is why we're a broken society. Because the abuses do not stop at the door of the union buildings. The power abusing is happening at every level.